Imagine two businesses sell the same product. Both sell wireless earbuds. Both have similar prices. Both run ads on Instagram. Both target the same audience. But one ad gets ignored. People scroll past it in 1 second. The other ad makes people stop. They watch. They click. They check the product. Some even buy. Now here's the real question. If the product, price, and audience are almost the same, why did one ad perform better? The answer is creative. Most people think ad performance depends only on budget, targeting, or platform. They think, if I spend more money, the ad will work. But that is a weak understanding. In digital advertising, the creative is often the difference between attention and silence. The creative is what people actually see, hear, read, and feel. It is the video, the image, the headline, the hook, the caption, the offer, the product demonstration, the call to action, the design, the first 3 seconds. The reason someone stops scrolling or ignores you completely. So in simple words, an ad creative is the visible and emotional part of an advertisement that grabs attention, communicates value, builds interest, and pushes people toward action. A good ad creative does not just look nice. It sells the message. It makes people think, this is for me. I need to know more. This solves my problem. This looks trustworthy. I should click. That is why ad creatives matter so much. The first major part of an ad creative is the hook. The hook is the opening line, image, video moment, or idea that grabs attention. In digital marketing, the hook is critical because people are scrolling fast. If the hook is weak, the rest of the ad does not matter. People will not see your offer. They will not read your caption. They will not click your button. They will just scroll. A strong hook can use curiosity. For example, most people waste money on ads because they ignore this one thing. A strong hook can use a problem. For example, your website may be losing customers before they even see your product. A strong hook can use a direct benefit. For example, learn how to turn more visitors into paying customers. A strong hook can use a mistake. For example, stop boosting posts before you understand this. A strong hook can use a visual. For example, a food brand showing melted cheese, fresh chocolate, steam, or a product being prepared in close-up. Hooks work because they interrupt the scroll. But here is the warning. A hook should not be fake. If the hook creates curiosity but the rest of the ad does not deliver, people feel cheated. That becomes clickbait. Clickbait may get attention, but it destroys trust. A good hook grabs attention and then gives real value. The second major part is the offer. The offer is the reason people should take action. A product is not always enough. The offer packages the product in a way that feels valuable, timely, and clear. For example, a weak offer says, buy our course. A stronger offer says, start the beginner digital marketing course and learn websites, search, ads, content, data, and AI step by step. A weak restaurant offer says, order food now. A stronger offer says, get fresh loaded fries and desserts delivered tonight with 10% off your first order. A weak gym offer says, join our gym. A stronger offer says, book a free trial session and get a beginner fitness plan. The offer answers the customer's hidden question, why should I care right now? A strong offer can include discount, free trial, free delivery, bundle, bonus, guarantee, consultation, limited time deal, first order benefit, or clear transformation. But again, the offer must be believable. If the offer sounds too good to be true, trust drops. The third major part is visuals. Visuals decide whether people notice the ad before they even read the words. Online, people judge quickly. A poor image can make a good product look cheap. A strong visual can make a simple product look desirable. Visuals include product photos, videos, colors, typography, layout, background, people, demonstrations, before and after examples, screenshots, packaging, thumbnails, and motion. For food brands, visuals should create craving. For fashion brands, visuals should show identity and lifestyle. For software brands, visuals should show clarity and use cases. For learning platforms, visuals should show structure, simplicity, and progress. For fitness brands, visuals should show transformation, confidence, and energy. A strong visual does not only show the product, it shows the outcome. For example, a skincare ad should not only show a bottle, it should show clear skin, confidence, routine, and trust. A productivity app should not only show the app screen, it should show less stress, better organization, and saved time. A course ad should not only show a laptop, It should show the learning path, skill growth, and future opportunity. Visuals must make the benefit easier to feel. The fourth major part is copywriting. Copywriting means the words used in the ad. It includes the headline, caption, description, call to action, and sometimes the text inside the video or image. Good copywriting is clear. It does not try to sound clever for no reason. It speaks to the customer's problem, desire, doubt, and next step. A weak ad says, "We provide high-quality services." That means nothing. A stronger ad says, "Get more local customers from Google Maps, reviews, and local search." That is specific. A weak course ad says, "Improve your skills." A stronger ad says, "Learn digital marketing from basics, traffic, ads, websites, analytics, and AI." Specific words create stronger understanding. The best copywriting is usually simple, direct, and customer-focused. It answers, what is the problem? What is the solution? Why should the customer care? What proof do we have? What should they do next? The fifth major part is the call to action. A call to action tells people what to do next. Examples include shop now, book free trial, download the guide, start learning, order online, get a quote, subscribe, watch the full lesson. The call to action should match the customer stage. If someone is cold and does not know your brand, asking them to buy immediately may be too aggressive. Maybe the better action is watch the free lesson, download the guide, see how it works. But if someone has already added a product to cart, then complete your order makes sense. A good call to action reduces confusion. It gives the customer a clear next step. Now let's talk about testing. Testing is what separates amateurs from serious marketers. Most beginners create one ad and hope it works. That is not strategy. A real marketer tests different creatives to see what actually performs. They test different hooks, different visuals, different offers, different headlines, different captions, different video lengths, different calls to action, different formats. One version may fail. Another version may perform strongly. For example, a restaurant may test 3 ads. One shows the chef preparing food. One shows customers eating. One shows a close-up of the finished dish. The business checks which ad gets more clicks, orders, or bookings. That data tells them what the audience responds to. A clothing brand may test a model wearing the product, a product-only shot, a customer review video, a styling video, a discount offer, a new drop announcement. Some creatives will attract attention, some will convert, some will waste money. Testing reveals the truth. But here is the important point. Do not test randomly. If you change the hook, image, offer, audience, and landing page all at once, you will not know what caused the result. Good testing is controlled. For example, same audience, different hooks. Same hook, different visuals. Same visual, different offer. Same offer, different call to action. This makes learning clearer. Now let's take a real-world example. Imagine an online course platform wants to promote a digital marketing course. Ad Creative 1 says, "Learn digital marketing today." That is weak. It is too general. Ad Creative 2 says, "Most beginners run ads before understanding traffic, data, conversion, and revenue." That is stronger. It creates curiosity. It speaks to a mistake. It connects to a real problem. Then the ad shows a short visual breakdown. Traffic brings people in. Data shows behavior. Conversion creates action. Revenue proves the result. The call to action says start from episode 1. That is a much stronger creative. Now take a restaurant example. A weak ad shows a menu screenshot with too much text. A stronger ad shows a close-up video of fresh loaded fries being prepared. The hook says late night cravings, this is what you need tonight. The offer says order before midnight and get 10% off. The call to action says order now. That creative speaks to hunger, timing, emotion, and action. Now take a local gym example. A weak ad says, join our gym. A stronger ad says, scared to start? Book a beginner-friendly free trial session. The visual shows normal people training, not only extreme bodybuilders. The message reduces fear. The offer makes the first step easier. The call to action says, book free trial. That is much better because it understands the customer's hesitation. But here's the brutal truth. Most ad creatives fail because they are made from the business owner's point of view, not the customer's point of view. The business says, we are the best, we have high quality, we are trusted, we offer amazing service. But the customer is asking, why should I care? Does this solve my problem? Can I trust it? Is it worth my money? What happens if I click? What do other people think? Is this better than the alternative? If your creative does not answer the customer's questions, it will not perform. Another major mistake is making ads look too polished but emotionally dead. A perfect design with a weak message is still weak. A simple video with a strong hook and clear offer can beat an expensive ad with no customer insight. This is especially true on platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. People do not always want perfect ads. They want relevant content. They want authenticity. They want usefulness. They want emotion. They want proof. They want a reason to stop. This is why user-generated content style ads often work well. A real customer talking about a product can sometimes feel more believable than a professional studio ad, because trust matters more than polish. But that does not mean quality does not matter. Bad lighting, unclear audio, messy visuals, and confusing editing can still hurt performance. The goal is not cheap content. The goal is believable content. Now let's connect ad creatives to the customer journey. At the awareness stage, creatives should grab attention and introduce the problem. At the consideration stage, creatives should explain benefits, compare options, and show proof. At the conversion stage, creatives should reduce hesitation and push action. At the retention stage, creatives should encourage repeat purchases, loyalty, reviews, or referrals. One creative cannot do everything. Different stages need different messages. For example, a cold customer may need a problem-based hook. A warm customer may need testimonials. A hot customer may need a discount, guarantee, or reminder. This is why ad creative strategy is not just about making pretty ads. It is about matching the right message to the right person at the right stage. So what makes a strong ad creative? A clear hook, a relevant problem, a strong offer, a believable visual. Simple copy, proof or trust signal, a clear call to action, and testing. If one of these is missing, performance may suffer. If all of them work together, the ad becomes much stronger. But remember this, the platform does not save weak creative. Meta cannot save boring ads. Google cannot save irrelevant ads. TikTok cannot save unclear videos. YouTube cannot save weak hooks. A bigger budget only shows a weak ad to more people. That is not growth. That is faster waste. A real digital marketer does not only ask, how much should we spend? They ask, why would someone stop? Why would someone care? Why would someone trust? Why would someone click? Why would someone buy? What should we test next? These questions create better creatives. So the simple definition is this. Ad creatives are the visual, written, and emotional elements of an advertisement, including hooks, offers, visuals, copy, proof, and calls to action that influence whether people notice, trust, click, and buy. In digital marketing, strong ad creatives help businesses turn attention into action by making the message clear, relevant, believable, and worth responding to. And now that you understand ad creatives, the next natural step is to understand content distribution, why creating content is not enough, and how businesses make sure the right people actually see it. That is what we will break down in the next episode. If this helped you, subscribe and share it. Our mission is to make quality learning accessible to more people. And as we grow, we aim to use part of our future profits to support better education for those who need it.